Congratulations and welcome to Blue Belt with a green stripe. Now this is a pretty cool rank. This is the first rank that actually has a stripe. A stripe is your rank. That green stripe, that's a separate rank. The reason why we did that is because there's so much material between blue belt and green belt that it would probably take you anywhere from a year to a year and a half to get all that material. So we put a rank right in between there. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. We're going to be doing one kata, which is a lot different from 1 and 2 pinion. You're going to be doing 1-10 combination. You're going to see different blocks like monkey blocks. You're going to see pretty cool kicks, axe kicks. And we do a little board breaking today with our hand. So let's get started with our blue belt with a green stripe introductional video. Set? Okay, let's get started with the blocking systems for our blue belt with a green stripe. Really, the 8-point blocking, it's not with closed-handed counters, it's not with open-handed counters, it's with any counter. Okay, so if you're doing block number 1, you can throw a front 2 knuckle punch. You can do block number 2 and then maybe throw a thrust punch. You can even do it with the same hand. You can do block number 1, then add a cross chop. Just doing the reaction. You can also use kicks. I can do block number 1, maybe a snap kick. Block number 2, and a side kick, and just throw them any counter with any kick. So since the Adam throws a punch at me, just an example, I can do block number 1, maybe with a roundhouse elbow. Maybe block number 2, with a snap kick to the groin. Block number 3, and maybe an elbow to the body. Block number 4, side elbow to the face. Just adding any kind of a block off of any kind of a counter off any one of our 8-point blocking. That's a drill that I want you guys to practice. You can know mind that. The next one is going to be our double knife hand strike. Now, a double knife hand, our knife hand, since Jason explained in one of our lower videos, was hitting with the edge of the hand, the pinky side of the hand, driving it forward. That's our knife hand strike. As we do that, we're actually going to do them together, and it's going to be as a guard. It's great for if Sensei Adam was holding a club in his hand, and he's maybe taking a wide strike and maybe moving in. I can also combine that double knife hand block with a strike, where Sensei Adam comes at me, and I'm doing the same motion. I'm doing a chop maybe to the throat in the same motion. So our double knife hand block is just taking our hands, sending them out straight. Our last block is going to be our monkey block. Sensei Adam, get no fighting stance. So our monkey block, what we're going to do is our hand is going to go out to the front, and we're going to absorb our hand in. So like an 18 combination, when you guys are doing that parry block, you're going to do the same motion. But all I want you to do is I want you to take your fingers and wrap them around the wrist and pull that into your center. Okay, when I pull somebody's weight, somebody's body weight into my center, it breaks their balance and it makes me a little bit stronger. At the same time as I do that, I want you to do a cat stance. So since Adam, you do this with me, we're going to lunge back onto our right leg, we're going to do a cat stance, and we're going to absorb our hand in. Okay, and then you're going to see in the combination that we do, we can wrap the arm, we can absorb him in, and then throw a strike. So since the Adam throws a punch at me, just like a monkey resting on a tree branch, monkeys hold on with their wrists. So I'm going to wrap my hand around I'm grabbing with my fingers and my wrist, and I'm going to pull that into my center and past me. And then I can add an elbow, I can wrap, I can go to a sweep. There's a lot of things. Also what it does is it just hollows me out and gives distance. I'm not getting hit right now. Making myself safe, pulling him off, and then maybe going into a strike. So that is our monkey block. So our 3 blockings, we have our 8-point blocking with any counter, we have our double knife hand block, and we have our monkey block.
Okay, let's get ready to do our hand strikes for this rank. Actually, a lot of the hand strikes that we're going to be doing are actually in your combinations that you'll be learning later on in this DVD. The first strike actually I want to get to is going to be our spinning back fist. Now the spinning back fist, ready? We're going to put our right leg back and get on guard. It's similar to your spinning back kick, only just use your hand. Okay? If you remember the back fist, we use the back of our hand. We start to turn our body. As we start to turn, we're going to look over the opposite shoulder so you see what you're aiming for, what you're hitting. I'm going to step through with my right leg and extend my right hand. Now technically the strike can end right there, and I can simply recoil and bring my hand back. Or another way to do it, right leg back. If I was throwing with a lot of power right now and I really have to defend myself right now, I'm going to step through, let the hand follow through to break right through whatever the target is, and then come back to my fighting position. Okay, so hands are up on guard. We're going to go one, not too fast, but kind of medium. Ready? And go. And back. Perfect, and that's our spinning back fist. Actually, it's a great sparring technique. Next strike is going to be our tiger's mouth. Tiger's mouth you're going to see in combination number 1, which we will be doing very soon. Ready? Hands are up on guard. Now I want you to think like you're holding a cup right now, okay? And what you're going to do is if you took that cup out of your hand right now, I want you to tighten your hand. And this side of my hand, right from here, is actually what's going to be striking. I'm going to be going right for the throat. This is definitely not a strike you're going to be practicing at home with any family members, a friend. It's definitely not something to goof around with. But what I want you to do is you're not going to grab. You're actually going to strike and let the hand come right back. So it's a quick darting strike right to the throat. Ready? And go. And right back. One more time. And go. Great way to practice this. Ready? Sensei Tom's facing me. I'm actually going to just put my forearm up like so. And what Sensei Tom is going to do, and he's going to do it slowly so you can see, he's going to let his tiger's mouth come right up to my forearm and then come right back. So when he does the strike, he's going to come out and back. It's not like a front punch. You're not drilling it right in. I just want you to meet the target and come right back and make sure the hand is nice and is formed correctly. Your next strike is going to be the ridge hand to the groin. Now, I did actually mention this one in one of our previous DVDs, actually. What we're going to do is, I want you to take your thumb like you're shaking someone's hand right now, or take your hand like you're shaking someone's hand, tuck your thumb all the way in. Now I want you to start to point your fingers down and bring your arm down a little bit. When you put your thumb down, you're going to see there's a little bit of meat on the front top of your hand, meaty part of your hand. That's what you're going to strike with. Not your finger, not your wrist. Now, what I want you to think of for just a second is think of just swinging your arm back and forth. Okay, now, to make contact, as that hand comes forward, I want you to just push the fingers down and back and shoot that part of your hand straight out. So you'd be hitting, let's say, the pubic bone or someone's stomach right from here. So hands are on guard. We're going to throw the ridge hand to the groin. Ready? And go. And back. One more time. And go. And back. And you'll see that right in combination number 10. Our next strike is going to be our knife hand. A knife hand you might also hear as a chop. Okay, now again, in one of our other videos we were talking about a cross chop. It was actually right at our orange belt video, the open hand blocks and counters, when we did a cross chop. The knife hand is just really indicating the part of the hand you're striking with. The way we're going to throw it right now is actually coming forward like so. Okay, now I want you to think like you're throwing a baseball, you're throwing a ball right now. So if you had something in your hand, think of just bringing your hand back like you're pitching and following through. Now we got to form our hand with it a little bit. So what I want you to do is bring your fingers together, tuck that thumb into your hands nice and tight. Remember, this part of my hand, not my pinky, not my wrist, but right in the middle, that meaty part. My hand comes back, I turn, and extend right through. This is another strike you can see right in combination number 10. And the same way you could throw that strike going forward, you could throw it going downward also. So let's say I swept someone down, say I'm facing Sensei Tom, he punches in, maybe I do my monkey block, I'm going to sweep him down right now, and now here comes my chop, coming straight down. And that's going to look very similar in one of the combinations we're doing in a couple of moments. Our last strike that we're actually going to right now is going to be the crane's wing. Crane's wing looks a lot like the ridge hand to the head. The only difference is now, on the ridge hand, I'm just focusing on this part of my hand. I'm going to let my whole forearm catch whatever it can. So when that person comes in and I block and I throw my crane's wing, I don't care if it's the ridge part of the hand that hits, that throws with the ridge hand, or my whole forearm. I just want to take anything out. Think of almost like a clothesline. If anyone watches wrestling, it's like a clothesline. So let's say Sensei Tom comes in with a straight punch. I'm going to block, bam, and then I'm going to catch with anything. I don't care if it's the forearm or the hand. And a lot of these strikes, like I said, are going to be in your combinations coming up. So make sure you practice them, get them down really well, so when you get those combinations, you have no problem, you can crank them out. You look very impressive right in front of your instructor, which is always a good thing to do. Let's get into good front position. Excellent job. This right, we did our hand strikes already. We actually have one kick that we need to actually go over and learn right now. That's going to be the axe kick. Now the axe kick can be done either when someone is standing or someone is on the ground. Now something I want to explain on our axe kick is this. Right, let's put our right leg back, hands on guard. On previous kicks, we had to chamber our knee when we went to throw it. And you can kind of start doing that on the axe kick also, but the easiest way to start learning an axe kick is pretend like your leg is in a cast right now. Your leg is straight. And we're going to do a reverse axe kick first. So think of doing a reverse crescent kick where my leg is swinging to the inside of my body. I want you to bring it about your head height, your leg, and then you're going to drop it down, just like if you were chopping wood with an actual axe. So Sensei Brad is going to actually demonstrate that. He brings up the reverse axe kick and drops. Good. One more time. Ready? And go. And his point of contact is going to be with the heel. Okay, you don't want to hit with your toes or the ball of your foot. Your axe kick is coming straight down, so make sure your ankle is nice and tight. Now you notice his leg was coming straight down. You don't want your leg to be locked out or straight, because once you hit something, it's gonna hurt your knee a little bit. So you gotta have a slight bend. But keep in mind, it's not a stomp, so you don't want to come all the way up and start stomping down. You want the toes up, so you can come down with that axe kick nice and controlled. And you'll see how this looks on a bag. So pretend like actually someone's down there. I'll tell you what, actually since Brad, you're facing me, he comes in, he throws a punch, and I block, I strike, I take him down, and here comes the axe kick. Bam, right to the midsection. I can either step right over, or I can go back to the position I was in. So that's your reverse axe kick. Forward axe kick is the same thing as a crescent kick. I'm just going to go from a different angle now. So maybe there's something in my way, maybe the angle just isn't right. So instead of going in the reverse angle, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So Sensei Brad's going to raise his leg to the opposite direction and cut it down. Think of making like a half a circle. So my leg comes around halfway and drops straight down. One more time. Ready and go. Excellent. Now the second way you could throw these kicks, whether it's the reverse or forward, is you go for something a little higher. So for example, an axe kick can be thrown to someone's collarbone or on the side of their shoulder. So I'm going to hold the target a little bit higher so you can see that. Ready? Let's go with the forward axe kick. Ready? And go. And down. Perfect. One more time. Ready? And go. And you see Sensei Brad's pretty flexible, so I'm going about shoulder height right now. So picture right now he comes in and bam, drop straight down. Let's say he's sparring and he's going to go a little jab across, and here comes that axe kick. Ready? Go. And drop. Excellent. Now that is a technique. You got to be very, very careful. I don't recommend it in sparring in class because it is so dangerous, but it is a tool that you can use when you start getting to your Mushin attacks or your no-mind attacks. So it's something to experiment with. Excellent. Front position. Good job, guys. Be careful with that one.
Okay, let's start with our right foot at elbows. Step out the right foot, X block over the head. We're going to start with a left front ball kick, right front two knuckle punch, landing in a half moon stance. Right and left. Turn into a cat stance behind, X block up, block down, front two knuckle punch. Feet come together, stepping with the left foot, step out with the left foot, X block down, trap. Throw the foot away, double knife hand strike, circle, T stance. Sink down deep in a horse stance with our hands in a T position. Step up with the right, block, block, poke. Palm block down, palm strike to the face from ball kick. Turn with the left cat stance, back two knuckle. Feet come together, right, left, right back fist side kick to one side, land in our horse stance. Right, left, back fist side kick, land right from that side kick into our right foot out at elbows, and then bow. Right foot out at elbows, left kick, right punch, and then the same, and then right kick, left punch. As we turn directly behind into a cat, step out with an X block up, left foot forward, block down, front two knuckle. Good, nice sink. X block down towards the corner, trap, throw away the hand, double knife hand strike, sink in our T stance. Now as we step in here with our right foot, double knife hand block, block down, poke. Palm block down, front a palm strike from ball kick. Turn into a left cat, back two knuckle with the left, feet come together. Left, right, back fist side kick out. Good. Make sure we sink down deep in our stance here. Yes. Now feet come together. Right, left, back fist side kick. Now before we put our foot down, land in your right foot out at elbows, and then bow it out.
start with our combinations now. Sensei Adam, let's get a fighting stance. Now the two combinations that we have for blue belt with a green stripe are 1 and 10 combination. Let's get started. The first block in one combination we did before is our monkey block. We're going to do our monkey block with our cat stance in the beginning. There you go. Good strong left cat stance, hand absorbing that hand in, curling the fingers, pulling it right into my center. As that happens, I'm going to lunge forward, circle of power around the arm. As that happens, he comes right into me nice and close. I'm going to tiger palm one side of his face, chicken wrist to the other side. Then I'm going to do my major reap sweep. My right knee is going to come up, and I'm going to sweep his leg out from under his leg out from under his body. My knee is going to come up. I'm going to do a tiger mouth to the throat as I take him down and sweep his leg. As he falls, I'm going to sink in my horse stance. I don't release his arm from my circle of power. My arm's got it nice and strong. I'm going to punch him in the face and then chop him in the throat. Okay? So I'm going to punch, chop. Make sure it's not a poke. Make sure it's not a front two knuckle punch. The second one, make sure it's a front two knuckle punch to the face and then a chop to the throat. Okay? So as Sensei Adam punches in for me, I'm going to absorb his hand in with my monkey block. I'm going to lunge forward, tiger to the face one side, chicken wrist to the other side. Now here comes my major reap sweep. Notice my circle of power is tight. I come back and I'm going to hit him with that tiger mouth to the throat. But as we practice on each other, just hit with the bottom of your palm, the pinky side of your palm, to his sternum. Okay, we don't want to hit his throat every time. Okay, since Adam wants to punch in for some more combinations later. So I'm going to hit nice and low on his sternum. I'm going to do my major reap sweep to his leg, taking him down, punch to his face, chop to his throat. Let's do it from another angle, since Adam. Punch comes in. I'm going to do my monkey block. Back, tiger, chicken. Major reap sweep, punch to the face, chop to the throat. Good. All right, now let's get to our next combination. Our next combination is number 10 combination. Sensei Adam's getting a fighting stance. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do that wing block that we have in 9 combination, we have in 8, so we have in our 5 combination. Let's see our wing block with that hello block, and as that happens, I'm going to lunge forward. I'm going to step in with my right foot. I'm going to do a circle of power with my left hand, and I'm going to do a ridge hand to the groin. Okay? So it's going to come right in. So let's start that again. Set. We're going to do our hello block, step in with our right foot, ridge hand to the groin. As that happens, his head comes down. Now I'm going to go into my next strike, my crane swing. My right hand just drops back, and I'm going to give him a crane swing right to his face. As I knock his head back, I'm going to swing my left leg back, and I'm going to take him down to the ground. As he hits the ground, I'm going to rise back up, still holding his arm. I'm going to chop to his body. I can hit him twice in the body. I can go body, body, or I can hit body, face, maybe knocking the head back, because my third strike is going to be to the throat. So I'm going to hit body, I can hit body again, or I can hit the face, I can lean back, and then I'm going to chop the throat. Okay, so 3 chops. Chop, chop, break, chop. So on a body, since Adam punches in, I'm going to block, wing block. I'm going to step forward, wrap, circle power, crane swing to the groin. Here comes my ridge hand to my groin. Now crane swing is going to come up nice and strong. I'm going to hit him. Remember, as Sensei Jason said before, I can hit him with anything. From my ridge down to my elbow, any part of that forearm or any part of my hand is going to hit to his head, and I'm going to bring it up and then down, taking Sensei Adam down. Now here's his body. I'm going to chop his body. He come back, hit his face, lean back, break his arm, and then hit his throat. Okay? So Sensei Adam punches. Let's do it from a different angle. I'm going to wing block. Wrap, crane swing, ridge hand to the groin. Crane swing down, taking him down. Set. I'm going to chop to his body, hit to his face, lean back, break the arm, hit the throat. Those are our combinations for blue belt with a green stripe. 1 and 10.
Okay, our grab technique for this rank is actually going to be a shoulder grab. All right, so what Sensei Anthony is going to do is he's going to actually grab my shoulder right from the side. Now, the person could be in front of you, side of you, behind you. It's really not so much of a grab. It's more like the person's probably getting ready to pull me or push me at this point. So for, I'll give you a take right now. Let's say Sensei Anthony's pulling me back. So my back is to him. He grabs my shoulder. He starts to pull me back. All right, very simple. Believe it or not, you can go right into one of your combinations if you wanted to. I can just simply turn myself around, wrap the arm, hit the groin, crane swing around to the head, and follow through with my 3 chops. But since you're working on that already, let's give you something a little bit different. So let's say he grabs, I can simply turn right from here. Now remember, he's pulling me. He's creating the force right now. The harder he pulls me, the harder I'm going to hit him. So he pulls, bam, cross chop right to the side of the neck. Now I can either follow through and finish with an elbow. I can even just ricochet right off of him. So I come across, I hit to his jaw or neck, and I spin back around and hit the other side of his neck and follow through. If I'm going to do a controlling technique, I'm going to go right into one of my arm locks or my bars that I did before. He pulls, I simply come around, I wrap his arm, I have good control right now. I can either follow to take him down, or I can simply strike from the point I had him before. Again, these are all just ideas. And if you start thinking about a shoulder grab, it's actually one of the easiest grabs. Watch this. If he's facing me this direction right now, guys, combination number 3. Very simple. Go right with the first punch. Thrust punch to the body. Move that hand off of you. Come in with the back punch, and then follow through with your takedown. Watch this. Combination 2. He comes with the shoulder grab. I simply come across with the block. There's my back punch. Then my elbow, my sweep, and then I finish with my chop. Very simple. In fact, the best thing for you to do is as you get better and better with your combinations, you get higher and higher in rank, start using your combinations in some of your grab techniques. Some things work really well and it'll make you a better martial artist in the long run. These are our grab techniques for blue with a green stripe, guys. Okay, our club defense for this rank is actually a poking club. And I was talking to a few other instructors past couple of weeks, and they were pointing out to me as a reminder that it doesn't have to be just a club. It can be any weapon. Someone coming after me with a bottle or a stick, or, like we're going to use right now, a simple club, a short club. So Sensei Anthony is going to start coming into me. There's a few different ideas for this. The first idea I want you to think about is moving and blocking at the same time. If Sensei Anthony comes in and I just do a block, it's a little risky right now. I could probably get away with it, and it probably wouldn't hurt too much, but why take the chance? If I just move and he comes in and he's quicker than I am, I get hit and I get caught. So I'm going to use a combination of the two. He starts to come in, I'm going to block and move at the same time. See how I kind of folded in with it a little bit. And all I did right there was use a block number 4, open hand block number 4. And here's my spinning technique that I was working on previously in this rank and the previous one before this. So my spinning back kick, spinning back fist can be used as well. So when he starts to come in, I can simply block, bam, and move right through. And I end up in a beautiful position behind him, striking him, and I can still see everything around him. So that's the first idea. Second idea I want you to work on is I can actually let my hand reach out a little bit. So if I let my hand reach out a little bit, I still can block that arm. Now I did move a little bit as I did that. I can follow through with my combination 3, which you'll notice I'm getting to a little bit because I want you guys to start thinking of your combinations as defenses, not just somebody punching in at you. See how I can use it on grabs, clubs, knives, all different kinds of techniques. But anyway, he starts to come in and I reach out a little bit. Bam! There's a nice chop. There's a good knee. There's a good elbow right from here. Maybe then I want to finish it up with some other technique. Maybe a spinning hook kick, which we'll be getting to in one of the other ranks. One of the other techniques I want you to think about is your ground fighting stance right now. Now, if someone's attacking you, guys, let's be honest, you're going to be nervous, your legs are going to be shaking a little bit, and it's very possible you start to go down to the ground. Well, instead of fighting that, let's go with that urge a little bit. So when Sensei Anthony starts to come in right now, maybe he comes in, bam, and I can drop right down to the ground and extend my leg. Now, all of a sudden, I've kicked him in the groin, his weight's coming in, now watch this. Bam, roundhouse kick to the back of his knee. He's down, I can now either get up and escape, or I can follow through with another technique. Okay, and the last idea is actually now I want to actually kick his hand. I want to loosen up his hand so he lets go of the weapon. Got to be quick on this, have to have good aim. When he starts to poke in, I have to keep the distance. As much as he moves, I move, and here comes a snap kick right up to the hand. Maybe I'll even do a reverse crescent kick. So he starts to come in, and I step. Bam, there's a nice reverse crescent kick. Bam, there's the roundhouse kick right to his head. So there's a lot of different ideas right now, so I want you to play around with that as you're working with other students and other instructors. Guys, be very, very careful with this. Please make sure if you're at home and you want to practice these techniques, make sure you have something soft, a foam club, something easy so you're not going to hurt a parent or another sibling. Okay, guys? Have a lot of fun with this one. This one's a blast.
All right, let's do breaking now for this rank, and we kicked for a purple belt. We did a kick with each leg for blue belt. Now with our blue belt, the green stripe, now we're going to do a single break with our hand. Okay, and the strike that I want you to break with is actually a palm strike, or we call it a Buddha palm. The Buddha palm is the pinky side of your hand, and as it comes down, it's going to meet with the center. And actually, you can get down and maybe do push-up position, press on that part of the hand. It's going to be our strongest point because that's actually the butt of our radius bone right there. And that's what we're going to use to break the boards. So as Sensei Jason holds the board for me, I'm going to place my Buddha palm onto the board, set, bend my fingers slightly, set to tense it up, and I'm going to focus, make sure we hit the center. If I don't hit the center, it's going to make my break a little bit harder. You'll probably be able to break it if you throw it with enough power, but it's going to make it a lot easier. It's just going to show you a lot of force in your aim when we do our breaking, so we always aim for that center. So we're going to touch it once, we're going to touch it twice, and then fire with the hip. Turn the hip right through and just send your hand right through. Yeah! Right through. Make sure when you guys are practicing, you guys can do that at home on a bag. Even Dad can maybe hold a pillow on his stomach. You can focus pushing through. And then for my younger guys, Dad, you guys can even put your hands back and you feel right against your chest. And you'll know when he's going to do his break. But mostly we're going to do our breaking down at the school. And don't do any holding, as Sensei Jason said in our last DVD, unless you're instructed how to. So that is our breaking.
Guys, good job. It was great working with you guys. I look forward to seeing you in your classes. We look forward to seeing your advanced test. Your advanced test, as a reminder, will probably be twice as long as your previous tests. You'll be doing sparring on each other, your combinations on each other. You will be doing all your board breaking, all your forms. So make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're working on them. You should be practicing at home several times during the week, as well as coming to your classes, asking any questions to your instructors, and make sure you're getting the answers that you need so you can remember what you need to get to your belt. As a reminder also, you need to know your 5 rules to advance to your green belt status, to your advanced status. Okay, the 5 rules are, let's say them together, ready? Self-control, which means what, guys? Control your behavior, control your actions. Self-discipline, doing the things you know you should do without being told. Integrity or character, either one, means being honest with yourself and with other people. We also had effort, trying as hard as you can, doing the best you can all the time, and respect, treating people the way you want to be treated. Now, you should also have examples for each one of those, and I want you guys to actually come up with those on your own. We have talked about them, but I want you to think a little bit. A good martial artist is a martial artist who knows how to use their brain, how to think, how to figure things out. So I look forward to seeing you on your advanced test. I'm sure you guys will do great. Just keep practicing.